evening from the IPFW Athletics Center. This is IPFW basketball on Channel 23 and Channel 10. Tonight's game marks the end of the 1987-88 home basketball season for IPFW. And the Dons just have 2 games remaining, Jim, but I think they'd like nothing better than to finish out the season with a winning record. I think there's a lot at stake here tonight.
Well, they came off a big game Thursday night. They beat the University of Indianapolis 95-91. They had a big night from Bruce Rowland with 36 points, 13 rebounds. Richard Ivey had 17 points, become the second IPFW player to go over 1,000 points in his career. And Steve Bard chipped in with 16. So Coach Andy Piazza's guys team at 13-12 right now. Tonight's game is going to be a big pivotal point is if he can get to 500 or above this season.
And tonight also marks the last home game for senior Richard Ivey.
You know, like I said, Richard had a real big game last Thursday. He needed 10 points to break the record, and he ended up with 17. And if Richard Ivey plays well, IPFW should win tonight.
Let's go down on the floor for the starting lineups.
Now let's bring the starters. First for the Knights of Bellarmine.
First for Bellarmine College, Marvin Utley, number 11, a 5'11" guard, senior from Terre Haute. Ernest Marshall, number 25, a 6'2" guard, sophomore from Louisville for Bellarmine College.
Scores 9.4 points a game.
Tom Scherfraints was the center at 6'10". You can see a very large fellow. And to round it out, number 30, a center forward, 6'7" from Cincinnati, a senior, Mike Holmes.
Now Holmes is a big scorer for them. He averages 19 points and almost 13 rebounds a game.
Now the starters for the IPFW Mastodons playing their last home game here this season. 13-12 record, a 6-7 conference record. Lawrence Jordan starts it off. Number 4, the all-time assist leader, 5'8" guard from Muncie.
Jordan had 15 assists on Thursday night.
Steve Bard, who's been an excellent addition to the IPFW team, coming from Andy Piazza's Delta College team. Number 23, 5'10" junior from Flint, Michigan.
He's a big outside scorer for the Dons.
Dan McClellan, who's been a good addition as well, a forward, a 6'6" junior from Saginaw, Michigan. And their big gun, Bruce Rowland, having a super year this year.
The last one to be announced will be Richard Ivey playing his final home game of the year. He's from Muncie North High School, son of Sandy and Martha Ivey. Rich, as I said earlier, scored his 1,000th point Thursday night. He's second all-time leading scorer in IPFW history. He's also his second leading rebounder. Rich is going to make a trip up to the stands.
And he goes to hug his mother and gives his father a handshake. Rich Ivey rounding out a nice career at IPFW. 4 solid years.
And he could
There's
be
a good shot at him right there.
And he could be the key to tonight's ball game. When Richards played well, the Dons have played well. It'll be a tough task for him again, Mike. IPFW with 2 6'3" forwards and 1 6'6" center, a big one against a much taller Bellarmine squad.
We'll now pause now for our national anthem. IPFW coming off a Thursday 95-90 win over Indianapolis. IPFW is 13-12 on the year, like I mentioned, and 6-7 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. But again, a lot at stake tonight, even though a sparsely populated crowd. Maybe in the minds of a lot of people, not much at stake, but in the minds of the IPFW players and coach Andy Piazza, what a job he's done, really, to have a winning record at this stage of the season.
Well, Mike, previous 2 years, the Mastodons have gone 8-20, 9-19, and already with almost no recruiting time, Coach Piazza's gotten the team to 13-12 with a very good chance of going over the 500 mark this year.
We'll go down to the floor here for the tip. IPFW in the white, Bellarmine College in the red.
And the Dons will close out their season next week on the road. They will be at Bellarmine and again back at St. Joseph. We had St. Joseph on the air a few weeks back.
And the tip is controlled by IPFW. Lawrence Jordan to bring down the court. Jordan to McClellan on the outside. Looks like a man-to-man defense by Bellarmine starting off the game. Ivy takes the shot, and he makes it. Great start for IPFW, 2-0, 19:37 left in the first half.
Now they're going to need some work from Ivy inside on the boards. And he's got off to a good start already.
Marvin Utley with the ball for Bellarmine.
Well, that was
and he
Bruce
loses the ball. Rowland's going to take it all the way. He's going to slam it home. Bruce Rowland, an explosive player.
Last Thursday, Rowland and Lawrence Jordan combined for an alley-oop pass that was tremendous over the Indianapolis defense.
IPFW off to a quick 4-0 start. 18:56 left. Shot by Marvin Utley. Rebound, Ivy. Lord Jordan bringing it up quickly and is a little out of control. Throws the ball away to 22, Brandy Bonks.
Bellarmine's done their homework well. They covered the lanes, and Offlow picked up Lawrence, so he didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
Bellarmine College yet to score here with 18:30 left in the first half. Marvin Utley drives it in. Nice dish off. Mike Holmes with the bucket. 4-2. IPFW on top.
Holmes is third in the conference in scoring, 19.4.
Rowland loses it. They've got 2-on-1. And number 25 makes a nice move on Lawrence Jordan. Ernest Marshall with the bucket. We've got a tie score at 4-4. 18 minutes exactly left in the first half.
A couple quick baskets. The Dons run into a little bit of a trouble with ball handling mistakes.
Ivy takes a three-pointer, and he misses. Good rebound by Steve Bard. The offensive rebound and the tip-in. 6-4 IPFW.
Bard, a 5'10" guard, getting up high for the bound and putting the ball in for the Mastodons. Has a real good vertical.
Bellarmine being patient. Utley at the top of the key makes a move on Bard and swishes it. Marvin Utley, his first 2 points, 6-6 score, 17:08 left in the first half.
12 points scored in the ball game, 6 different players with a basket each.
Jordan, three-point attempts, and it's short. And the ball is loose. And they're going to call IPFW out of bounds to IPFW. They get the ball back.
And Bellarmine with a substitute in the game already, number 32, Brian Fichter, in for the Knights.
Jordan setting up the offense. Good pass into Bard. Great block.
Again, Bard was inside, and
Ernest Marshall with the block for Bellarmine. Marshall makes a move on McClellan. Inside to, and it rolls out. Mike Holmes couldn't get the roll, and Jordan pushes up quickly over to Bard with the shot. Misses.
That's a little more Bard's game, Mike. He's an excellent outside shooter. Don's best shooter from three-point range.
Three-point attempt, and it's long. Jordan out quickly. We've got a 4-on-2, and IPFW getting a little fancy with the ball, but Ivy is able to draw the foul.
Gillespie, I was a little upset with that, a 4-on-2 break, and they almost threw the ball away twice. Richard Ivy's lucky enough to get fouled on the play. Ivy's an 80% foul shooter. He's hit 69 out of 86 shots on the year.
Ivy's got 2 points so far and looking to add on to that. Shooting 2 shots. He's got an unusual stance at the line, and he makes the first one.
It's a little better start than they had Thursday night. IPFW got off to a slow start shooting fouls, and Lloyd Surgic come off the bench. Lloyd shoots 38%, and he had 5 of 5 on the night and got the IPFW start at the foul line.
And makes the second one. Good form by Ivy. He's got 4 points. 8-6, IPFW on top. 16 minutes left in the first half. Marvin Utley being pressured by Jordan. Bellarmine College with a 5-9 record in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. There's a good shot by Mike Holmes inside. Strong move. Foul's going to be called on Richard Ivy. A chance for a three-point play.
That's Ivy's first foul. The team's first of the second half. I mean, second half, first half. A little bit ahead of myself here.
That's Mike Holmes' 6th point so far in the first half. 6 of the 8 that Bellarmine has scored. Check that. That's 4 points so far for Holmes. And he completes the three-point play. 9-8 the score. Bellarmine College on top, their first lead of the game. Jordan makes a move.
IPFW showing a little bit of patience.
Ivy, three-point attempt.
That's
Long.
his second of the night.
And there's a move by Ernest Marshall, and he's misses the shot, but Marvin Utley comes up with a rebound and gets fouled.
IPFW had 2 chances to steal the ball, just couldn't find the handle. Lawrence Jordan and Richard Ivy both back, and just couldn't quite come up with the basketball.
Utley at the line has scored 2 points so far this game. And makes the first one. 10-8 now. Bellarmine College on top. 15-16 left in the first half. He's long in the second one, but rebound by Bellarmine. Tom Scherfrantz. Marshall over to number 30, Mike Holmes again. 12-8 now. Bellarmine College on top with 15 minutes left. That's Holmes' 7th point.
The IPFW is off to a fast start, and they've slowed down a little bit here. They got out to a 4-0 lead, and Bellarmine outscored them 12-4.
Ivy inside. Pass into McClellan. He makes it. Strong move by Dan McClellan.
McClellan's only averaging 3 points a game on the season, so that was an important basket for him.
Holmes with a long pass to Brandy Monks, and the ball is lost inside. Jordan bringing it down quickly. He's going to go all the way. He got it.
It's IPFW at its best with Lawrence Jordan leading the charge. The Dons can get out on the break like that all night. They're going to be successful, Mike.
They were all tied up with 14:05 left in the first half. 12-12. Move by Monk into Tom Scherfrantz. He loses the ball. Ivy scrambling for the loose ball. And it's called a jump.
Bellarmine will keep possession in the alternating possession arrow.
Richard Ivy playing like he's on a mission tonight, Jim.
The Knights tried to get the ball into Sure France twice in the last 2 times down the floor and have not been successful. So if IPFW can keep up the defense there, may take away one of their offensive threats.
Rex Carroll and Scott Hires enter the ball game for IPFW, replacing Steve Bard and Richard Ivy. Pass inside. It's knocked out of bounds. Bellarmine's ball again.
IPFW has a lineup in there that's the tallest player 6'5", one player 6'3", one 6'1". So, rely a little bit on speed and finesse.
Brian Fisher enters the ball game for Bellarmine. Good move. Got it. Great shot by Marvin Utley.
It's his 5th point of the evening.
Rex Carroll inside to
Lloyd Surgeon up with the shot. Lloyd couldn't get the ball to fall. We have a foul on the play. It's going to be called against IPFW Scott Hires.
Crowd disagrees with that one, and I'm not so sure myself. 14-12, Bellarmine's up.
That's Hires' first, team's 3rd.
Jim, I just noticed something new here. We've got graphics now, which is nice. And as you saw there, great pass.
Mike Holmes again, that's his 9th point of the evening. He averages 19 on the per game. And just a little 7 minutes to go, he's already got 9 tonight.
That makes it 16-12 now. Bellarmine College on top with 13 minutes exactly left in the first half. Rowland with the shot. Got it. 16-14 now.
They need to get the ball with Bruce a little bit more. He scored 36 points the other night, and he's not a good shooter, but he's a great scorer. He finds ways to get the ball in the hole.
And that's Rowland's 4th point. Strong move, and it's missed. Long rebound by, and another rebound. A good pass inside from Mike Holmes to Marvin Utley.
Utley with his 7th point. So IPFW is scrapping, but they're leaving a man open underneath. They need to come up with the ball if they're going to go out after it.
18-14 now. Bellarmine College on top. 12-13 left in the first half. Scott Hires being pressured. Jordan at the top to Lloyd Surgeon.
Coach Piazza's got 3 new players ready to come into the lineup, give IPFW a little
Great
more height.
pass from Lawrence Jordan to Rex Carroll. Penetrated and found the open man.
Carroll's an excellent jumper, Mike. He can really get up, shoot with either hand, so you can't say enough about Lawrence Jordan. He can always find the open man.
Definitely the catalyst to this IPFW team, Lawrence Jordan. Good pass, good ball work by Bellarmine.
That's Brian Fichter with his first basket of the night. Bellarmine leads 20-16. We've got 11:25 to go in the first half.
Shows you what an extra pass can do in a set play.
And IPFW's played taller teams all year, but I think Bellarmine is executing better than any of them so far.
20-16 now. Bellarmine College on top with 11:10 left in the first half. Rowland with a pass into Sargent. Sargent makes it.
It's Lloyd's first basket of the evening. Pulls IPFW within 2. Bellarmine leads 20-18.
10:55.
Mastodons in his zone defense.
3-point attempt and a tip in by, I think they're going to give that probably to Ernest Marshall.
I think that was Marshall with the tip.
Ernest Marshall with a tip in after the attempted 3-pointer by Marvin Utley. 22-18 with 10:28 left in the first half. Bellarmine College on top.
IPFW's a little slow in the rotation in the zone, and Bellarmine just finding the seams.
Penetration by Jordan, and he's fouled, and the bucket counts. 22-20 now, 10:20 left in the first half. Jordan with a nice move.
IPFW's not playing exceptionally well right now, but they're only down by 2. And if they can stay this close and maybe pick up their momentum a little bit, should be in for a good ball game. Coach Piazza sends in Darren Carter, his first time into the ball game. He's one of Coach Piazza's former players at Delta. Also back ends Richard Ivy and Steve Bard. So IPFW's got a little taller lineup in right now, Mike. And might mention that Carter, even though he's 6'3", is also a three-point threat.
And he's also a bruiser inside. Jordan completes the three-point play.
And Lawrence with 5 points on the evening.
(22-21) now, 10:16 left in the first half.
IPFW's moved to a man. Playing man-to-man defense now. Good try to shut down the easy baskets.
That's going to be a foul on Bard. Seems like we've lost our sound here. I'm not sure, but we're having some technical difficulties. We're sorry for causing you any inconvenience.
Steve Bard was called for the foul. That's his first. There goes Lawrence Jordan.
Jordan trying to dunk it, and Bard is going to finally get it home, but
Lawrence Jordan listed at 5'8", more like 5'6", Mike. And he got one of those against Western Illinois earlier in the year, and that would have been gotten the crowd in the ball game if he could have gotten that one down.
There's going to be a big foul on Lloyd Sargent, who hammers Mike Holmes. That was a gallant effort by Jordan. I would have liked to have seen him complete the slam dunk, but my goodness.
And Bard's follow-up gave up IPFW a 23-22 advantage with 9:40 to go.
Little Lawrence Jordan, only 5'8", and I'd have to think that's with some serious high-heeled shoes. Great pass from Jordan on the fast break. Ivy's going to slam it home. Richard Ivy. 25-22 now the score. IPFW on top. 9:29, and that gets the crowd rocking.
That's Ivy's 6th point of the evening.
Pass inside. Holmes, it looked like goaltending on Darren Carter, but he's the one that tipped it in.
To credit that to Holmes, that's his 11th point. He's already in double figures. But IPFW hitting the boards a lot harder now.
25-24, IPFW on top by 1. 9 minutes and 1 second left in the first half. And
Bard gets it.
Bard gets the roll.
Ivy was up there tipping it if he needed to, but the ball spun around and fell for the Mastodons.
Marvin Utley settling down the Bellarmine College players, and a little action inside between Sargent and Holmes. Both of them went down on the deck, but no call. Three-pointer by Brandy Monks.
It's the first three-point basket anybody's made tonight. There's been several attempted.
And that ties the score at 27 all.
Mastodon just working the ball around the perimeter.
Ivy strong inside, misses.
That's Ivy at his best. If he can get a couple of those baskets, it usually breaks down the inside defense of the other team.
Brandy Monks with the rebound. And a steal by Bard. Up ahead to Jordan. He's going to take it all the way again, and he gets it this time. Didn't try to slam dunk it.
That's Lawrence's 7th point of the evening. IPFW leads 29-27, 7:55 left in this ball game.
And is Jordan quick? My goodness.
So IPFW not playing exceptionally well early, Mike. They've kind of put it together a little bit more. The Dons have come back. Still haven't heard much from Bruce Rowland. He's only got about 4 points on the evening. But Richard Ivy has 6. Lawrence Jordan was 7. And we have about 6 players in the scoring column for IPFW. For Bellarmine, the story mostly has been Mike Holmes. He has 11 points on the evening. He averages 19 on the year. Holmes is one of the leading rebounders in the country. And he's been a force inside for him.
Well, Mike Holmes leads Bellarmine, like you said, offensively in both scoring and rebounds. He's averaging 19.4 points a game and 12.9 rebounds a game, which is, to say the least, respectable numbers on a college level, since you don't get that much time to play and there's so many different types of zone defenses.
But let's try to see what IPFW, they've gone to the man. That's worked a little better for them. The zone, they were getting caught in their switches, and Bellarmine was able to find the seam, getting some easy baskets. Officials send the players back out on the court, and here comes Bellarmine with the ball.
29-27, IPFW on top.
Dons are back into their zone. Lawrence Jordan, I think, is matching up with Gary Good, but that's about as far as it goes.
It's a great move by Ernest Marshall.
It's his 6th point of the evening. We got a 29-29 score with 7:20 to go.
Bard with a dipsy doodle move on, and that gives him, Mr. Bard, 8 points already here.
He's the Mastodons' second leading scorer, averages almost 20 a game. Of course, Bruce Rowland leads the team with a 24-point average.
Jordan quickly.
Almost came up to steal.
Rowland with a strong rebound. He's going to push it down quickly. Jordan's going to take it and pop, stop, and misses. Mike Holmes with the rebound. And you can see there why he's a leading rebounder.
But Bellarmine's doing a good job of cutting off the passing lanes and making Jordan take that shot. Usually somebody will pick up Lawrence and he can dish it off for an easy basket to Bard, Ivy, or Rowland, but that's not happening tonight.
There's a lot of contact, but Jordan comes up with the ball. We've got a 3-on-2, a 4-on-2 now. Bard makes the easy bucket. Good pass by Jordan.
Steve Bard's got in double figures for the Mastodons with 10, so he's picking up a little bit of the scoring slack.
There's a lot of physical activity going on down there in the paint.
IPFW's picked up a 4-point lead, 33-29 with a little over 6 minutes to go. And their guards account for 17 of those points. Bard has 10 and Jordan with 7.
There's a strong move by Gary Goods, but doesn't come up with it. Rebound IPFW straight ahead to Bruce Rowland. Nice pass from Bard.
Yeah, Rowland may have gotten away with an extra step there, Mike.
It looked like it.
We won't tell.
It's a last home game.
IPFW's picked up a 6-point advantage, 35-29 with 5:30 to go in the first half.
There's a pass inside. He didn't get enough on that ball. Jordan's going to come back again here with a 3-on-2. IPFW getting a little bit sloppy with the ball, but number 12 Keith Miller knocks it out of bounds. It'll be IPFW's ball. It's 35-29, and we've got 5:19 left in the first half.
And Marvin Utley back in for Bellarmine, along with Tom Sherfrance. And for IPFW, number 21, Dwight McCardwell in. Steve Hires is coming in, and also Dan McClellan reported back in. Dwight McCardwell from Decatur Belmont High School.
There's a good shot of Andy Piazza. Consulting Lawrence Jordan. Scott Hires with the ball.
Thing you notice about McCardwell, same type of player as Jordan, but McCardwell will not shoot the ball.
Shot by Rowland.
That's Bruce Rowland's 8th point of the evening. And IPFW is up to an 8-point advantage, 37-29 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Bellarmine looking a little apprehensive, I should say, Mike. There's been about the last 3 balls picked off inside on passes.
They're a little shook right now. IPFW's fast break is really affecting him. 23, number Tom Sherfrance finally gets it down, but my goodness, he had a hard time. There could have been a foul called either way on that one.
You can't go around him, go through him. About 2-foot height advantage there, it looked like.
Little Dwight McCardwell setting up the offense. A shot by Carter is missed from the 3-point range. And it's all the way. It could have, oh my goodness. A lot of contact, Jim, but no calls.
Now, Ernest Marshall at the basket. I think he's caught the corner of Cardwell's shoulder, so didn't hit him quite as squarely as the official probably would have wanted to call to get the foul called.
Probably a good no call, really. Such a tough judgment call that if you're not sure, no call's the best. Looks like we're going to have a foul on number 32, Brian Fitcher for Bellarmine College.
That's only Bellarmine's 3rd foul of the half.
IPFW's got 5 fouls this half so far. 3:51 to go. IPFW still on top, 37-33.
Scott Hires getting ready to inbound the ball for the Mastodons. Bellarmine's trying to figure out who they want in the
They
ball
got
game.
6 people on the court. Well, if you can get away with it, try it, right?
Why not?
McCardwell at the top, on the side, and Hires had the wide open three-pointer, but he decided not to.
Hires is the only walk-on on the IPFW team so far for this season. That Coach Piazza had tryout, and he liked Hires and kept him on.
McClellan with a nice pass from Carter.
That's Dan's 4th point of the night. PFW up by 6, 39-33 with 3:25 to go in the first half.
I still can't get over it, Jim. We got graphics, and that's something. Marvin Utley taking his time, and he's in trouble now.
Utley and Marshall have a pretty good scoring game. They both average about 9 points, and they each already have 8. So
Tom Schurfrains knocked one play out of the way, caught the ball, and looked like a clean block, but Carter's called for the foul.
Bellarmine will be in the bonus situation with the next IPFW foul. Coach Andy Piazza's seen enough, almost a whole new lineup in there. Lloyd Sargent, Steve Bard, Lawrence Jordan, and Richard Ivey back in for IPFW.
Now how they're calling that foul not on the shot, I don't quite understand, but it may have been before on the push-off. Attempted fake three-pointer by Ernest Marshall, but Marvin Utley makes a good strong move inside, drives and makes it, and it's 39-35 now. Bellarmine College is only down by 4, 2:37 left in the first half.
This game has a lot of importance in the conference, Mike. Bellarmine right now is a half game behind IPFW, and the Mastodons would like to finish 5th or higher. It's we were picked last in the conference this year, and it's something Andy Piazza set for a goal for his team.
And an arcing rainbow by Steve Bard, a three-pointer.
That's Steve's 13th point of the night, so IPFW guards have accounted for almost half of the points tonight. Bard with 13, Jordan with 7. IPFW leads 42-35 with 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Now,
take your pick there, double dribble, travel. Ernest Marshall.
Also IPFW, it has to win the last 3 conference games to have a winning record in the conference. If they lose one, the only best they can do is have an even record in the conference.
That's the best IPFW has ever done. They finished 7-7 3 years ago, finished 4th in the conference when there was only 8 teams.
So there really is a lot at stake. And another rainbow shot by Bruce Rowland. What a touch he has.
That gives him 603 points for this season, Mike. Rowland's next 2 points, or next field goal, will give him the single season scoring record here at IPFW.
And a little physical play inside. That foul's going to be called on Richard Ivey. Mike Holmes, who is very strong inside. Score is 44-35. IPFW's on top. 1:13 left in the first half.
And Mike Holmes at the line. Bellarmine College did not supply us with any statistics for their team, so we'll basically hit and miss with them, and I can almost speak.
IPFW has run off 5 straight points in the last minute to Bellarmine's 0. Mike Holmes trying to break that. He's got a good touch for a big man. A little long on that one. He's got excellent free throw form. And makes the second one. Holmes has got a boatload of points this half. 44-36. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the first half.
Coach Piazza wants to see IPFW at least keep this 8-point lead going into half, and he'd like to extend it to 10 if he could.
Carter in the paint, over, dishes off to Jordan. Carter travels. Definite stutter step there, and I don't think Andy Piazza was real happy with that.
Well, Darren wasn't sure if he wanted to shoot or drive, and so he tried to do both.
As you saw, a good shot of Coach Joe Reibel for Bellarmine College. Marvin Utley bringing the ball up. 45 seconds now. 37 on the shot clock. 44-35, or 44-36 that is. IPFW on top into Mike Holmes again. Mike Holmes is having a field day right now. 44-38.
IPFW will be playing for the last shot, I would suspect.
Bruce Rowland called for traveling.
Well, Bruce thought he was pushed a little bit and lost control of the ball, but the official just saw the travel, didn't see the push.
Andy Piazza is upset with the play of this team right now. They're letting a lead slip by within a minute span here. If Bellarmine College can come up with a three-point shot or even a two-point shot, they can cut the lead to 4 or 3 even.
The IPFW led 44-35. Now
pass inside. Mike Holmes is a little short, and Bard gets the rebound. And that's the end of the first half. The score, 44 IPFW, 38 Bellarmine.
Well, Mike, IPFW's played pretty good first half. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but the teams come around. They're getting off on the breaks. And Coach Piazza has to be fairly pleased. The last couple of minutes of the half, they did let up a little bit, and let Bellarmine get back into this ball game.
How about the first half by Bellarmine's Mike Holmes? Mike Holmes is a senior from Cincinnati, a 6'7" senior, and he used all 215 pounds, which I question that 215 pounds. He's a big boy. He was just shooting baskets like sitting ducks that first half.
Yeah, and he's a tough rebounder too. Mike Holmes is something I think Coach Piazza knew that he was going to have to contend with. The play of the guards, Marshall and Utley, is probably surprised him a little bit. Both of them are averaging around 9 points a game, and they're both right at that average already at halftime. But he also has to be pleased with the play of his guards, Steve Bard and Lawrence Jordan. They've accounted for almost half of IPFW's points so far. He's also got some support from Richard Ivey. Bruce Rowland off to somewhat of a slow start, but he's an explosive scorer, and he can catch up pretty quickly with that.
IPFW is going to end their season next Saturday at Bellarmine. Since the two schools first began their rivalry in 1981 and 82, Bellarmine has won 4 of the 7 meetings between the two. Last season, the Dons won at Fort Wayne by a 70-69 score, while Bellarmine won on their home court 79-72.
Now, Bellarmine last year, the ball game, if you remember, IPFW was trailing and hit a basket at the last as the buzzer went off, and the crowd was yelling good, good, and the official thought so too and gave it the good signal.
Yeah, I remember that game very well. It was only about 3 seconds after the buzzer. But we'll take it.
You got the IPFW cheerleaders performing a little halftime routine.
I think they probably should cut to the cheerleaders because they look a heck of a lot better than we do. The Dons bring down the curtain on the 87-88 season next week on the road. On Thursday, March the 3rd, IPFW visits St. Joseph's before bringing it all to an end on Saturday at Bellarmine, like I mentioned. And also some more information on the IPFW Dons. Lawrence Jordan, as if we didn't mention it before, tied his own single-game record for assist with 15 Thursday against Indianapolis. That gives him a Great Lakes Valley total of 111, or just 12 short of breaking the record. And with 3 league games remaining, he's almost a shoo-in to add that record among his collection. Lawrence Jordan, what can you say about him? There's not much to say except that he is definitely the catalyst of this IPFW team.
Probably one of the better point guards in the state, Mike. He averages 9 assists a game, and he's basically what makes this team go. Without, you can talk about Bard scoring and Rowland scoring, but if they didn't have Lawrence Jordan to give him the ball, they wouldn't be scored as many points as they would. I think we're ready to go to our halftime show. Chris Seidel, the Assistant Sports Information Director here at IPFW, talked to Coach Andy Piazza and Coach John Felsky, I think, yesterday morning.
Let's go to the studio. Our halftime score is 44-38.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's halftime show. Our guest this evening is men's basketball coach Andy Piazza. Andy, thank you for coming. Nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure being here, Chris.
Coach, after Thursday night's 95-91 win over Indianapolis, you now have a 13-12 overall record, conference mark of 6-7. What's your assessment of the GLVC league this year?
Well, it's compared to last year. Last year, 3 teams dominated the league. This year, everybody's beating everybody, and the first place team all the way to the 9th place team, it's a dogfight every time you play. And we were fortunate to beat Ashland, and then Ashland lost to St. Joe's this week, and St. Joe's is tied with us for 6th place. Teams coming up on our schedule also, we're playing Bellarmine, and they're tied for 6th place right now, and we haven't played them yet, but they have a very good team too. So everybody, the veteran coaches in the league have told me this is the most balanced the league has been, and this being my first year in the league, I believe them.
It is pretty even throughout the league. Coach, Saturday now you play at Bellarmine. You haven't faced them yet this year, but yet you play them 2 times the last 10 days of the season. Does that create a problem as far as preparation time for your team?
Well, Chris, it does in a way. We have not seen them play. We have tapes of them, and we're breaking down the tapes and preparing for them in practice. Sometimes it hurts playing a team that close, but because of the conference, the flip-flop in the conference this year, and we don't have a traveling partner, we ended up playing them twice in the last 7 days, really is what it is. But we're more concerned about our team, preparing our team. Last night, Thursday of this week was a very good win against Indianapolis. We lost to them at their place earlier in the year, 114-86. We lost by 28 points. And being able to beat Indianapolis 95-91 at home, I just give a lot of credit to the kids for the defensive intensity they had last night and the way that they responded to the preparation for the game. And again, we're looking for Bellarmine twice this year, and then twice in the next 7 days, and they have an outstanding player in Michael Holmes, who is averaging 20 points a game. He's leading the conference in rebounding, averaging 13 rebounds a game. He's 6'8", 225 pounds. He's a senior. He's a veteran. He's a very rugged player. Bellarmine's going to give us a lot of problems inside. Their front line is 6'7", 6'7", 6'8", and they have a senior point guard. And our front line is 6'2", 6'2", 6'2", so we're going to be overmatched, obviously.
Right.
But we're going to have to counteract that with our pressure defense and our matchup zone and trapping out of it. Bigger teams have given us problems, and our lack of size gives us a distinct disadvantage defensively, so that's why our ball pressure has to be even that much better.
Well, Coach, you've been outsized much of the year so far, so this should be nothing new to the players.
Right. Well, we're fortunate. We have 3 of the best guards in the league, though. Lawrence Jordan, Steve Bard, and Bruce Rowland are all having just career years for us. That's why we've won 13 games, and we're in 4th place in the conference right now. And the 3 teams above us in the conference are all ranked in the top 20 in the nation. And that tells you a little bit about our league right there as far as the difficulty of it. But we're 13-12 right now. We're 6-7 in the league. And you have to remember, we took over a program that was last place, 9th in the conference last year, last place in the conference the year before. They were 8-20 2 years ago, 9-19 last year. And here we are. We've doubled the wins in the conference play with 6 wins, and we have 3 more conference games to play. And winning 13 games, we've already won 4 more games that they have last year, and with at least 2 more wins out of the last 3 games, it gives us a winning season. That's one of the things we've strived for early in our program here.
Right, I know you want to turn things around. That'd be nice to get a winning season here your first year. Coach, also, we've heard around the league where IPFW is a surprise team around the league. They've kind of the most improved, as you alluded to it a minute ago. You want to comment on that? How have you been able to do it with the lack of size and injuries that we've mentioned?
Well, when I was hired here on May 18th, the administration and I discussed the fact that they asked, could we have a winning season here in 3 or 4 years? And being optimistic, as I am, but cautiously optimistic, I said, yeah, I feel comfortable in the fact that, yes, we can have a winning season in 3 or 4 years, but inside I was saying to myself, I'd like to have one right away. I cannot tolerate personally a losing season. Some of the factors involved with the fact that we brought John Felsky with us, my assistant coach at Delta College for the last 3 years. So there was no difficulty in transition with the staff. 4 of our players from Delta College came with me. We were junior college, and they were able to come with us. Darren Carter, who's a junior on our team, Lloyd Surgeon's a sophomore, Steve Bard's a junior, and Dan McClellan is a junior. And they have responded very well with the other kids on the team. The returning lettermen, they get along real well off the court and on the court. They're best of friends, and it's that ability of these young men to get along together quickly that has helped turn this program around like that. The fact also we play a pressure defense, and we have some athletes in our program. I'm not going to kid anybody. Lawrence Jordan at 5'6" is one of the quickest kids in the league, and he's our point guard leading the entire state of Indiana in assists right now. Bruce Rowland, 6'3", plays small forward for us, should be a shooting guard, but with our lack of size we put him at small forward. He leads the team in rebounds. He's in the top 10 in the conference in rebounding, and now he's averaging 24 points a game. He's an All-American candidate, and he's a real good choice to be the Conference Player of the Year. And last year, he averaged 14 points a game as the leading scorer, shot 41% from the floor. Well, this year, he's shooting 55% from the floor. So there's a young man who's adapted to our system, used his athletic abilities, quickness and jumping ability, and he's responded well to the coaching. And you can't say enough about that. The kids have responded to John and myself, and we've had our ups and downs and our growing pains, but overall, they're good kids and they're neat kids to be around, and that combined with the fact that our system fits well with the athletic ability of these kids, and so
right.
We've overcompensated for the fact that we're smaller than everybody in the league, and our injuries and everything that everybody's heard about all year. I'm tired of talking about our injuries, but when our three guards play well and they shoot well, we do well as a team.
Mm-hmm. Coach, let me ask you this. The end of the season, like we said, is coming up next week. What have you planned for the team as far as the off season, their preparations towards next year?
Well, we only have one senior on the team. So John and I will break down all the game films all over again, and we'll have individual assessments for all of our players, and we'll have individual workout programs for them. And being an NCAA school, we will not have any kind of organized workouts because we can't do that. But a lot of them will go home, a lot of them will be in summer school, picking up extra class towards graduation and getting summer jobs. So we will let them know what we expect of them when they return here in the fall. And also, we have a lot of recruiting left. We have 4 more weeks of the high school season, and John and I are looking forward to signing 2 or 3 more players in April, during the signing period in April. And we have 2 redshirts sitting out this year who will be eligible next year, John Bowe and John Hicks, and have been practicing with us all year, so they know the system, they understand what we expect of them also.
Mm-hmm. I might add also that Hicks is a Fort Wayne local boy.
Yes, John played at St. Francis College last year and transferred over here. Number 1 for academics, he's an engineering student, and we have a tremendous engineering program here, and he'll have 3 years of eligibility. And you're right, he's a Snyder High School graduate.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to have local people into your program here.
Yeah, we're recruiting a lot of Fort Wayne kids right now, and it's a wait-and-see period. We're giving them a lot of attention and going out and seeing a lot of games right now. Being a 2-man staff, it seems like we're all over the state of Indiana, and we're meeting a lot of new coaches and visiting, new high schools, being new to the state here. But going back, what you said earlier, the surprise team in the league, I think it helped that we were the new kid on the block too, and we were picked 9th and last place in the preseason, and being 4th right now. I mean, you're never satisfied. You like to go 28-0, but
Right.
where we are right now, we're pretty happy with what the kids have accomplished.
Yeah, well, as we said, things are looking up here, I guess. They
And
have brought a different tradition here, some new attitudes,
And
so things are looking
Chris,
up.
the things that you've done for our program too have helped. It's your first year here as assistant sports information director, and our crowds are growing. The public relations is getting better and better all the time. The news coverage, the TV, the radio. You forced me to go to a lot of places, meet a lot of new people. But Chris, I know, speaking for myself and our men's basketball program and the athletic department, we wouldn't have the public relations or the attention that we're getting right now if it wasn't for people like yourself.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Andy.
Well,
I don't know how much truth there is.
It's the
but
truth,
nice of it.
Chris. I mean, you're doing a lot for our program, and it helps us winning, but it also, you need to let people know how well we're doing. And John and I have both been appreciative of that, and I know our Arnie Ball, our athletic director, and our entire athletic staff is appreciative of all the support that you've done for us.
Well, that's nice. Hopefully we can take the improvement we made in public relations-wise and add that next year.
And if we
and
finish
let
on
that grow.
Finish on a winning note right now, I hope it'll give us a lot of momentum going into next year.
Right.
Cable Channel 10. We're back live here for the second half of the IPFW Bellarmine men's basketball game. IPFW leads 44-38, and IPFW's had a pretty good first half.
Nice halftime piece on Andy Piazza in his first year as head coach here at IPFW. He's done a super job. Lawrence Jordan's going to start the action off for IPFW, and right away, Steve Rowland gets the ball up and in.
And that's Bruce Rowland's 605th career point.
He's got 12 for the game. 19:41 left in the game. 46-38 IPFW.
Should correct that 605th point of this season. That's a new IPFW record. Lawrence Jordan with the big steal.
He's going to take it all the way. No problem. Lawrence Jordan.
Coast to coast.
9 points for Jordan.
And IPFW leads 48-38 with 9:20 to go in this ball game. 2 quick baskets by the Mastodons.
And a three-pointer by Marvin Utley. That gives him 12 points on the night. Marvin Utley playing a super game here tonight.
And he gets back
48-41.
He gets back 75% of those points on one shot. So
19 minutes left. 48-41 IPFW on top. Ivy with the shots. In and out.
Steve Bard with a big rebound. It's like Ernest Marshall may have fouled him from behind.
That's Marshall's second foul. And the first foul of the second half for Bellarmine. 48-41. You see the score there on the screen.
Now, Mike,
And there's a good shot of Steve Bard at the line.
He had hit 39 free throws in a row going into last Thursday's game and went 3 of 5 there. So prolific free throw shooter for the Mastodons.
And that's his 14th point.
Steve Bard's hit 75 of 86 shots. And add that, make that 77 of 88 for over 87% on the year.
15 points now for Steve Bard, having a super game tonight. And Bard looks like he had a steal, but they called off Bard's hand. It looked like it rolled off the fingers of Mike Holmes.
IPFW picking up the pressure on the press a little bit and try to pick up some turnovers.
And they're up by 9 right now, 50-41. Pressure is broke. Pass inside. And Mr. Holmes gets the bucket. 16 points for Holmes.
And IPFW leads 50-43.
18:30 left in the first half. The second half it is in the ball game. Rolling inside, a dish from Lawrence Jordan. 14 points for Bruce Rowland.
IPFW up by 9.
52-43, IPFW up. 18 minutes and 5 seconds left in the ball game. No foul is called. Look, sounded like an inadvertent whistle there for a second. Alley-oop to Bruce Rowland from Lawrence Jordan, a super feed.
They ran that play Thursday night, Mike. It's a crowd pleaser. But Jordan was inside Holmes. They went with an alley-oop pass to Holmes, and Jordan came up with a steal.
54-43, IPFW on top by 11 points right now. And rebound, Rowland, quick pass to Lawrence Jordan, 360 in the air, misses.
Coach Piazza didn't like that one, but I did.
And the strong man inside, Mike Holmes.
Steve Bard's going to get called for the foul, so Holmes had a chance for a three-point play here.
54-45 now. Mike Holmes now has 18 points. 17:24 left in the ball game. Bellarmine College hanging tough.
There wasn't much else Biggs could have done with the shot down there at the other end, Mike, that Utley was pressuring him from the other side, and he had to spin around him.
Yeah, certainly a pretty move. It'd have been nice if it had gone through. Three-point plays completed by Holmes. He's got 19 points now, 54-46. Bellarmine College not giving up. 17:20 left in the ball game. Looks like we lost our picture there momentarily. Ivy with the move inside, strong, and he got it.
Richard Ivy with 8 points on the evening. IPFW back up to a 10-point lead, 56-46. Coach Joe Rival wants to talk it over.
Bellarmine calls a timeout with 17:03 left in the ball game. IPFW has gone on top by 10, 56-46. You're watching IPFW basketball on Channel 23 and Channel 10.
Mike, last night we had a very important men's volleyball game here at IPFW. The Volleydons down Ohio State in 3 out of 5 match. Coach Arnie Ball picked up the team's 10th victory of the year against 6 losses, and IPFW has a 7-game home winning streak. They're 7-1 at home so far this year. And as everyone probably knows, IPFW is hosting the 1988 NCAA Men's National Volleyball Tournament here May 6th and 7th. The tickets are still available. Check your Fort Wayne National Bank locations, and other local ticket outlets will be announced in the near future.
Year after year and time after time, Arnie Ball comes up with a super team, and the IPFW volleyball program stronger than ever.
And the win last night was a little more important because they did it without Bob Kramer. Bob, who's joined us from time to time doing this ball games, has broken his thumb, will be out for about a month, and he's leading the team in kills with about a 47% attack ratio. So about 1 out every 2 times he hits the ball, it's either a side out or a kill for the Mastodons.
Bellarmine College bringing the ball down the court. 16:57 left in the ball game. 56-46. IPFW on top, enjoying a 10-point lead. Inside again to Holmes. Holmes gets fouled by McClellan.
McClellan beat Rowland to him because Dan hadn't have fouled him. Bruce was going to.
That's McClellan's second foul, and the team's second in the second half. Holmes looking for point number 20 with this free throw.
Seen a lot of action at the foul line tonight, Mike.
He's got it. 56-47 now, IPFW on top.
So Holmes is at his season average right now with a little over 16 and a half minutes to play.
He gets the second one, good form. Mike Holmes with 21 points. So far, he and Marvin Utley have been the only offense for the Bellarmine College.
Those 2 free throws cut IPFW's lead to 8.
Bard with a move. Goes up strong for the rebound, but Holmes comes down with it. Holmes with a boatload of rebounds as well. 56-48 now. IPFW on top by 8. 16:25 left in the ball game. Holmes at the top of the key. A pass into number 23, Tom Sherfrance, but he wasn't ready for it. Could have been tipped by an IPFW player.
He's too busy pushing Richard Ivy out of the middle to get open that he didn't have time to catch the ball.
I don't believe that. He doesn't look like he's big enough to push Richard.
He was trying.
There's a cross-court pass, a little bit dangerous pass there by IPFW, but it's saved. It's Bard at the top of the key there. Jordan makes a move over to Ivy. Ivy inside, draws a little contact, and the ball is controlled by Bellarmine.
Rowland and Ivy both on the rebound. He couldn't quite come up with it.
Ball is kept alive nicely by Sure-France, the lanky freshman from Louisville, 6'10". And you see him with the ball right there into Holmes. Holmes. And a dish off, too, from Holmes to Brandy Monks. Monks with a strong move inside. That's his 5th point. 56-50 now. They're coming back. 15:25 left in this ball game. Jordan around the top of the key, setting up the play into Ivy. Ivy looks like he may have traveled, but he's gonna draw the foul, and it's gonna be on Holmes. Holmes knew it, shook his head, and said, "Yep, I did it."
The Sure-France took the brunt of that, ended up on the ground on his back. So Ivy hit 2 free throws earlier for IPFW.
There you can see we've got amazing, folks. We've got instant replay. Can you believe that? I don't think I saw that. Did I see that? Come on now.
Just for an instant.
That was definitely instant replay there. I cannot believe it. That's just fantastic, guys, and that's worth a try.
And Ivy hits his first free throw.
Utley makes the first one to make it 57-51. 15-17 left in the second half. Utley at the line again for the second shot. And he gets it. Nice form on the free throws by Marvin Utley. That's his 14th point. And IPFW has let the lead go a little bit at 57-52. They're only up by 5 now, just a few moments ago, up by 10. Ivy with a shot inside, and he gets the roll.
Ball couldn't make up his mind if it wanted to go in or not, and luckily enough for Richard Ivy.
He's got 11 points. 59-52. Blocking foul, pushing foul there on Dan McClellan. The crowd disagrees.
Well, if he waited a little more and had a bigger gut on him, I might believe that, but the ref's telling me he pushed him with his hand. I don't see how you can push a guy that's in front of you with your back, you'll push him backwards, but
now that's the second foul on McClellan. It's the 14th foul on IPFW in the second half here. 14:51 to go. Great pass into the lanky one, Tom Sure-France. The freshman gets his 4th point.
Ernest Marshall with a nice assist on that play.
That's right, Ernest Marshall with a great dish. Jordan bringing it down. 59-54 now. 14:32 left in the second half. McClellan with a 3-point attempt, and he got the roll, but it's not a 3-pointer. 61-54.
Must have had his foot on the line. It was hard to see from up here, Mike, but he was out there in that area anyway.
Utley, 3-pointer. Now that one was 61-57 now. They're only down by 4 points. 14 minutes left exactly in the second half. 61-57 IPFW on top.
Marvin
Utley
has 17 points, double his season average. So
Jordan's got a lane. This is off to Ivy. Nice soft shot. Richards got 13 points now, and the Mastodons go up by 7, excuse me. 63-57.
I wish we had a assist stat here, Mike, because I know Lawrence has to be getting close to setting the school record. If he hasn't already done so.
Foul's going to be called on Ivy.
IPFW enjoying a 6-point advantage at 63-57 with 13:30 to go in the ball game.
That's Ivy's 3rd personal foul and IPFW's 6th team foul. The next one will put the Bellarmine College at the line.
Coach Andy Piazza making a couple substitutions. Lloyd Surgeon, Darren Carter in the IPFW lineup. Sitting down are Dan McClellan and Richard Ivy.
Surgeon gives Ivy a high five for his sharp play tonight. Ivy with 13 points, taking a little breather. Pass inside, and he's fouled by, it looks like Rowland's going to catch the foul on this one. Trying to stop the inside play of Holmes.
Mike Holmes playing the type of game we expected from him tonight, Mike.
And that is the 16th foul now on IPFW. The next team foul, Bellarmine, will be at the 1-on-1. IPFW playing zone defense. McClellan is fouled by Sargent. McClellan just a little too strong inside.
Bellarmine's getting back into their inside game, Mike, and it's causing IPFW a little problems. They're trying to block the shot, go for the steal, and if they could just play a little defense prior to that, they wouldn't get themselves in that type of trouble.
And we see a little entertainment here during a timeout break for the IPFW cheerleaders. And there's a good shot of IPFW in the huddle.
Mastodons getting into a little bit of foul trouble. Lloyd Sargent with 3, Richard Ivey with 3. And Coach Piazzi should be a little concerned with that. 2 of his inside guys, especially with the type of game Bellarmine's been able to play inside tonight.
Well, Jimmy, it's kind of hard to talk about a whole lot of things during these timeouts. We don't have any commercials to go to, but right now Richard Ivey in his last home game is playing a very inspired ball game with 13 points, and he's got also about 4 or 5 rebounds and playing just an all-around super game like he usually does.
Well, IPFW is getting four players having pretty good offensive games for him. Lawrence Jordan has 9 points, Steve Bard with 15, Richard Ivey with 13, and Bruce Rowling, as he always does, leading the Mastodons with 16 points. On the other hand, Bellarmine has 2 players in double figures, Mike Holmes with 21 and Marvin Utley with 17. And that combination gives them a good inside-outside attack.
And speaking of Mike Holmes, he's at the line right now. 63-57 score. Bellarmine's losing right now to IPFW with 13:23 left in the ball game. But
is this another one of our instant replays, or has he just been there so often tonight we think so?
Yeah, right. There's a good shot at the big man. And he makes the first one.
Mike Holmes will be one of the players Bruce Rowland will be battling for Great Lakes Valley Conference Player of the Year honors. We expect probably Holmes, Stan Campers from St. Joseph to be among the top players when the balloting is completed.
63-59 now. Bellarmine's only down by 4, and that's 23 points so far for Mike Holmes. Bruce Rowland, yeah, definitely having just a fantastic year. It's really a banner year for the young man.
Well, we were figuring about midway through the season he needed to keep it his present average to break the single season scoring mark with the record he set tonight. And here he's done it with 2.5 games remaining because he had that at halftime.
Foul number 23, Chom Sherfranz from Bellarmine. Bruce Rowland, in my opinion, could definitely vie for probably the best athlete in this conference, and that's saying quite a bit for Great Lakes Valley Conference, as there's so many good athletes.
Well, it's one of the best basketball conferences in the country. And Bruce
Rowland gets the bucket, 18 points.
We have to mention that Bruce Rowland's been selected Great Lakes Valley Player of the Week 3 times, and with the week he's having so far, he could be up for a 4th time honor. That would be 4 out of 8 weeks he'd won it.
He's got 18 so far, and IPFW is up by 6, 65-59, steal by Rowland. This is out to Bard. Bard inside, it looks like about 4 steps by Lloyd Sargent, but he slams it home. 67-59.
This is the NBA.
Nah, he got a few more extra steps to the NBA, right? (67-59, 12-24). Another steal by Rowland. There's 2 in a row by Rowland. Jordan pushing it down, and he passes it out of bounds, but it goes off Bellarmine.
Lucky for Lawrence. Got a little bit of a hurry there, but Rowland again coming up with another steal. Bruce is probably the most prolific thief on the team, I should say.
Well, he had 9 steals twice in 2 games and broke a school record.
He has 83 steals on the season in 22 games. So nice pass from Rowland inside to Bard. The forward passes in the guard for an easy chip shot underneath.
Bard's got 17 points. Foul on Bruce Rowland.
That's something Coach Piazza didn't want to see. That's Rowland's second that I have him with. And I could possibly be
Well,
wrong
that also
on that.
puts him on the line, too. So, depending on how Keith Miller is at the free throw line.
That could also be something else that's important. Bellarmine is in the bonus the rest of the game. It's 69-59 with 12:04 to go, and Bellarmine will be at the 1-on-1 situation. Well, they've only committed 3 team fouls, so they've still got to go a ways before IPFW gets in the same situation.
Keith Miller gets his first point. He's got a lot of arch in the ball. It's a left-hander.
That one almost brought rain, right?
And he gets the second one. It's Miller's got 2 points. It's 69-61. IPFW on top by 8. 11:58 left in the second half. I keep saying first half. This is a good ball game here.
Just don't want to get over, right?
And Bard gets it. 19 points for Steve Bard. 71-61 now. IPFW goes back on top by 10. We're having a seesaw battle.
Mike, we're seeing 2 possible NCAA Division II All-Americans this game.
Another steal by Rowland. Slams it home.
That's Bruce Rowland's 20th point of the night. IPFW leads 73-61, their biggest lead of the ball game.
Timeout called by Bellarmine College. IPFW goes up 73-61. And we're going to have an attempt here to see that last play by Bruce Rowland.
And Tommy Nickmore in the studio with his new toy, Mike. Let's see if he can get it to work.
Ready, let's see it. There we go, and there's the steal by Rowland, and he goes up for the slam dunk. Hey. Hey, that's all right, though, folks.
Well, yeah, I think he got that yesterday, so he's almost mastered. He's had a day to play with it.
That's fantastic, though.
They just get a couple of good announcers, they'd be set.
That's right, exactly.
Like what I started to say earlier, people are seeing 2 possible All-Americans in this game. The All-American ballots came out earlier this week, and probably about 50 names on it. Mike Holmes from Bellarmine and Bruce Rowland from IPFW were 2 of the people listed. So with Rowland's stats, he should have a pretty good chance of making it. I know Chris Seidel, Assistant Sports Information Director, has been working hard trying to get the publicity out about Bruce's accomplishments this year, and hopefully that'll bear some fruit a little later.
Well, he's got his 20 points so far tonight, and they're up by 12. So IPFW putting on a little run right here. This could be the time of the ball game to put them away. And a foul's going to be called on Mike Holmes for Bellarmine.
And that's a crowd pleaser.
Absolutely. Lloyd Surgeon fighting for position and took one too many elbows. Finally got the foul called.
The crowd thought that Holmes was getting away with that all night and was glad to see that call. That's Holmes' second foul.
Bellarmine switched to the man-to-man defense, and a foul is going to be called on number 32, Brian Fitcher.
But just the confidence factor of that play, Mike, it was Rowland into Carter, back out to Rowland. Carter slid down inside the lane a little bit. Rowland got it back to him, and as Darren was turning for the shot or the pass, he was fouled, and he actually hit Lloyd Surgeon for an easy basket.
Cross-court pass from Jordan. Bard takes the shot, rebound, quick rebound, 3-on-1, and he gets the bucket.
That's his first point of the second half. He has 10 on the year, 10 on the game, but that's his first basket of the second half.
Ernest Marshall, the man we're talking about, number 25 with the bucket just now for Bellarmine to make it 73-62, or 73-63. IPFW by 10, with 10:30 left in the ball game. Jordan's fouled by number 32 again. That's Brian Fitcher's second foul within about 30 seconds.
Well, Mike, they're going to call that on Marvin Utley. So as Jordan drove through there, they say Utley got to him first.
The foul is definitely on Brian Fitcher, according to my eyes, but I'm not the official. Utley definitely questioned it. Inside to Sargent. Strong move, but he misses.
It's a little short on the shot.
Ernest Marshall with a rebound. He's going to bring it up very quickly, and he draws a foul.
Looks like Darren Carter may have been whistled for that one.
That's Carter's second foul.
You can call that on Rowland. That's Bruce Rowland's second
We've got
foul.
some more action here on the instant replay and the foul by Bellarmine. Boys are having a good time playing around with our new gadget. Our studio producer, Kave Nikpor, with the extra special effects. Thank you, Kave.
Ernest Marshall with a free throw. He scored the last 3 Bellarmine points, and they've drawn within 9.
Marshall with 11 points and make it 11. Rebound Ivy. 73-64, IPFW on top by 9 points. 10 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second half of the ball game.
Coach Piazza used the free throw to bring in a couple of players.
Ivy with the shot misses, and it could have been called for the foul, but it goes off on Ivy.
IPFW's getting some good shots. They're just a little bit short, possibly forcing him just a bit. If they wait a little bit, maybe it might be a little more open. But
Marvin Utley.
Coach Piazza's got Scott Hires in the ball game and Dan McClellan back in.
Both players excellent defensive players, and giving Bard a little breather. Good pass inside to Mr. Holmes again. Mike Holmes with a strong move. I don't know how he got it in the bucket.
He's fighting off Bruce Rowland with one hand and shooting it with the other. That's Rowland's third foul. And 9:41 to go. IPFW's lead is 73-66. Mike Holmes at the line shooting one. He's trying for a
9:41 to
three-point
go,
play.
and Mike Holmes already has 25 points. On his way to number 26 here, 73-66. And he misses it a little bit long. Scott Hires with a rebound. Jordan swatting away the hands of Ernest Marshall. Marshall putting a lot of pressure on him. Jordan beats it. And a long pass to Hires, good save.
Brown almost threw the ball away.
Ivy back
IPFW's
to
getting
Hires.
a little rattled right here.
Blocking foul.
Bellarmine's picked up the intensity of their man-to-man defense, and I think it's rattling the Mastodons just a little bit. They're getting a little helter-skelter out there.
Fouls on number 21, Gary Good, who's picked up his first foul.
About 3 minutes ago, IPFW was playing with confidence on offense, making a couple of crisp passes and getting some good shots, and they missed a couple of baskets, and they're not a little unsure of themselves right now.
21 points now for Bruce Rowland. 74-66. Yeah, they go through a lot of emotional spurts as well as scoring spurts.
Another one for Rowland.
Which is a sign of a young team.
Now, Rowland shoots 73% from the line and has 104 made foul shots on the year.
75-66, IPFW on top. 3-point attempt by Marvin Utley. Jordan's bringing it down quick. He's going to go all the way again, and he's a little
too
strong
hard
off the glass.
We got 3-on-1 the other way.
Holmes again. Got it. 27 for Holmes, 75-68. 7 points the difference now. 8:45 left in the ball game. Inside to Ivy, strong with Holmes. Fouls Ivy. Ivy with a good strong move. Used his left hand to try to get the ball up in the basket.
It's been a while since IPFW's had a field goal, Mike. They're struggling a little bit.
It's been a while since Richard Ivy's had an attempt at a field goal. And they need him to get involved in the offense if they're going to hold off the Bellarmine College.
They're up by 7, 75-68, but I still don't feel like IPFW is in command at this point. They're struggling a little bit right now offensively. Good close shot of Richard Ivy there at the line.
Ivy makes the first one. That's 14 points now for Richard. Trying to make it 15 on this shot.
His parents here to see him play his final home game of the year, as they've been at almost every game Richard's played here in the past 4 years. Very good, very supportive of their son.
And Ivy makes the second one. 15 points now for him. 77-68. IPFW up on top by 9. And the first attempt by Gary Good is good. How about that? 2 points.
That's very good, Mike.
77-70. IPFW on top by 7. 8:19 left in the ball game. 3-point attempt by Bard is short. Rebound Utley. Utley's bringing it up quickly. He's going to go over to Good. Good with the shot and in. Very Good with 4 quick points.
Finger roll.
5 points is the difference now. 77-72. 8 minutes left in the ball game. IPFW letting Bellarmine hang right in there.
Now Bellarmine with the momentum right now.
Ivy with the pass. It's almost stolen by Utley, and it goes right off his foot. He's very disappointed in himself.
He had the open man, Dan McClellan, but he had 2 guys between the Ivy and himself. And
well, Utley had the easy steal, but it just went right off his foot on the bounce, on the dribble.
Well, the Dons have Bruce Rowland back in the ball game. And Bellarmine brings in Keith Miller.
McClellan travels, takes a stutter step, and that's what we mean right there, folks. IPFW intensity has been coming in spurts just like they're scoring, and we're going to have to pick it up because Bellarmine's coming right back at him. Ernest Marshall with a move on Jordan.
Holmes pushing inside again.
Marshall inside, good move, misses, and a rebound by Bard.
5'10", Steve Bard in there.
Jordan's going to push it down quickly. He's going to go 2-on-4, and he gets out of control. Steal by Ivy, back to Holmes, and they're going to call a foul on Richard Ivy. Now, I don't know about that.
That's his fourth. And that's where if he'd slowed it down, brought the ball back out, IPFW might have been in a better situation.
Jordan pushed it against 4 people when they only had 2 on the fast break, and it's just not usually going to get the job done.
Coach Andy Piazza wants to talk it over.
And there's the foul called on Richard Ivy, as you can see in the replay.
That's his fourth, so that could cause the Dons a little bit of trouble. We've got 7:17 left in the game. IPFW leading 77-72. And Mike, they have not scored a field goal in a long time. Bellarmine is just, the tempo has just changed so much. IPFW was so sure on offense at about the 12-minute mark. He's working the ball inside, back outside, getting the good shot. They missed a couple of those, and the momentum swung the other way.
Well, it definitely shows you the young IPFW team that has been their problem all year, really. They have emotional spurts where they look unbeatable at times and play excellent basketball. In fact, they beat Ashland College, and Ashland right now with the record in the Great Lakes Valley,
I think they're about third right now.
Conference is third, and they were leading the Great Lakes Valley for a while and played an excellent game against Kentucky Wesleyan.
Kentucky Wesleyan, defending national champions, are ranked in the top 20 in the country. Lewis is also ranked in the top 20. So IPFW is probably in the premier Division II basketball conference in the country.
And they've played some excellent ball games, but again, those little spurts there of a lack of mental concentration have let teams like Bellarmine, who really is really not quite in the same class athletically, I don't think, as IPFW, get back into these ball games and have a chance of beating them. 77-72, 7:17 left in the ball game.
Mr. Holmes is the line again.
Yeah, Mr. Holmes, we've said his name plenty tonight, haven't we? 28 points now so far for Mr. Holmes. Mike Holmes, the name. 6'7", 215-pound senior from Cincinnati. And he makes the second one, 29 points for Holmes.
We've got a 3-point ball game. IPFW clinging to a 77-74 lead.
Crowd is a little stunned. They've seen it happen before, but it's hard to believe sometimes.
I think the Dons don't know how to play with the lead. They like to keep it exciting.
Well, that's good for us.
Carter with a bad pass.
And high off the glass, and oh, what a strong rebound by Mike Holmes again. That gives him 31 points. After the missed shot by Marvin Utley, Holmes went up strong. And what a career game he's having so far. We're only 1 point difference now. IPFW struggling to hang on.
They need to get the ball in Bard's hands.
They're in trouble now. You can see it in their eyes. Rowland takes a shot. He's short. And a rebound by Holmes. He's fouled by Rowland, but they're not going to call it. And it's going to go out of bounds to IPFW.
And that could have been very costly. That would have been Rowland's 4th foul. So get away with one there.
Jordan at the top of the key. He's going to set the offense up.
The Bellarmine's just turned up their defense just about another.
That's what they needed, but Rowland couldn't quite get it to go down. He's a little short. Looks like he's a little bit tired. He's running down the court a little slowly.
We've got a 1 point ball game with 6 minutes to go. IPFW 77, Bellarmine 76.
The Bellarmine fans, what little they are picking up the intensity. They're making more noise than IPFW fan, and they've got a good right to it.
Bruce Rowland almost steal.
Almost gets to steal again. And he's got about 5 or 6 steals in this game. Marvin Utley with the ball. They're going to hand it back to him. Utley's going to set up the defense, or the offense.
Down to 10 seconds on the 45-second clock.
8 seconds on the shot clock. He lets it go. He's long. Good position by Surgeon, and looks like he gets fouled. Dive for the ball. Loose ball, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to go to Bellarmine. Questionable call.
And Lloyd Surgeon had position, went up for it, and Mike Holmes, just a little bit taller and jumped a little bit higher, tipped it away.
5:25 left in the second half, 77-76. IPFW desperately hanging on. Bellarmine College wants nothing better than to knock them off at their home court.
Coach Andy Piazza making a little roster change, getting Richard Ivey back in, and also Dan McClellan.
If IPFW loses this game, they've got no chance for a winning record in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and will have a very tough time having a winning record for the season. Inside to Mike Holmes again. Holmes with 33 points off a nice just and another steal.
Ernest Marshall.
By Ernest Marshall, 4 quick points.
Bellarmine leads for the first time in this ball game.
80-77. What a quick change around. This is unbelievable, folks. A 13-point swing in a span of about 3 or 4 minutes. $77 for IPFW, 80 for Bellarmine, if you can believe it.
There's Bruce Rowland.
Rowland's got 24 points, and they needed that. 80-79, Bellarmine on top. 4:38 left. Coach Joe Reibel picking up the intensity.
His defense has turned the tide here late in the second half, Mike. They turned up the tempo just a little bit and gave IPFW all kinds of fits.
And a foul is going to be called inside, and it looks like
Dan McClellan.
Mr. Holmes is going to go to the line again, and that's a bad sign because he's an excellent free throw shooter. I think he's only missed 1 in the ball game, and he's shot a lot of them.
Trying to add to his 33-point performance tonight. We also are out without rebounding stats here, but I imagine he's in double figures there as well. It's automatic. He's been there enough.
34 points now for Mike Holmes. 81-79, Bellarmine up by 2. This is amazing.
PFW leading by as many as 12 in this half.
And he makes the second one. 35 points now for Mike Holmes. If we had a Miller Lite player of the game, he'd be a lock right now.
Bellarmine 82, IPFW 79. We've got 4:15 to go. Bellarmine's pressure defense being the difference right here.
4 minutes and 5 seconds left. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Three-pointer by Lawrence Jordan. That was a clutch shot if there ever was one.
We've got a tie ball game with just under 4 minutes to go. 82-82. Bellarmine with the basketball.
Not only do we have a tie ball game, we've got a ball game. Marvin Utley with the shot. He makes it. Exchanging baskets now. 16 points for Marvin Utley. 5-second call now.
IPFW is having trouble doing much right now.
Andy Piazza with his head in his hands.
So Joe Rivals has to be sitting over there remembering last year's last-second basket. Bruce rolling with the ball, but he couldn't hold on to it. And Bellarmine's going to get another chance.
Check it. That last bucket by Marvin Utley gave him 19 points. And Bellarmine now has the ball with a 2-point lead. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this ball game. Marvin Utley with the ball at the top. Back over to Gary Good. They're going to need it to get it inside, and they got it inside to the big man, Mike Holmes. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and they're up by 4 now with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left.
And Holmes with 37 points on the evening.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play by 25 Ernest Marshall, because they knew what they had to do, and they did it.
IPFW just feeling the height disadvantage that they've had to play with, and Holmes is the first player all year that's been able to take advantage of that.
Marvin Utley's called for the foul.
I believe that's his second.
According to the scoreboard, it's his third foul, and will be in the bonus tier. Steve Bard's going to be shooting. Bard's got 19 points. It's been quiet here in the last 5-6 minutes.
Must have got Bard on the drive before he was able to get the shot off.
Makes the first one, 86-83 now. Bellarmine College on top. 2:55 left in the ball game. A good shot there of Steve Bard. A lot of pressure on this free throw. Got it. 21 points now for Steve Bard. Ernest Marshall gets the ball in safely, and he's going to take it down court.
The Dons putting their
IPFW
press on.
And they slow up the press. 2-point ball game. Bellarmine on top. 31 seconds left on the shot clock. 2:39 in the game. Good with a pass inside, and they're going to call it out of bounds to Bellarmine. Gary Good with a pass inside to Marvin Utley, and he couldn't hang on to it, but it was tipped out of bounds by IPFW.
Bellarmine getting a lot of the breaks late in the game. When the ball's tipped out of bounds, they're getting it back. So Coach Joe Rivals has to be happy with that.
Utley, strong move inside. They're going to call an offensive foul. Is the basket going to be called good? Yes, it is. I don't know about that, Jim. I tell you what, I wish they'd go to the pro call on that one, because it's...
If you charge, you had to have an advantage to get the basket. I mean, you may have not landed on the guy till after the shot was released, but you still took advantage of that.
Exactly, and in the pros, it would never count, and that's why I wish that college basketball would change that, because it's really just unfair to the person who made the good defensive play. I mean, if you're going to make a basket and foul somebody, then what's the sense? I really don't understand that. 88-84, but that's the way the rules have been for years, so we can't complain about it now. 88-84 now. Bellarmine College on top. 2:27 left in the ball game. McClellan at the line.
That was Utley's fourth foul, so he's the only Bellarmine player in foul trouble. I'll get it out here in a second.
And he misses. Big miss. Marvin Utley, who's got 21 points, brings the ball down. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second half. 88-84, Bellarmine.
Coach Piazza's trying to make a defensive change from the bench. I'm not sure if everybody's seen him. Or Sport Jordan, I think everybody in line there.
IPFW players look stunned. They just cannot believe this is happening to them. 2 minutes now. Pass inside, and he fakes the shot. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Great ball movement by Bellarmine. Super ball movement. Number 21, Gary Good, with a pass inside.
Ernest Marshall picks up his 15th point of the evening, and Bellarmine leads by 6, 90-84. We're at the minute 35 to go in this ball game.
IPFW has got to pick up the pace in a hurry.
Look for Bard or Jordan from 3-point.
A minute and a half left now. Bard back to Jordan. Jordan's going to try to and puts a move
too hard,
and a little bit hard off the glass. It's going to be out of bounds to IPFW, and they got a break on that one. It looks like.
Coach Piazza is going to get Richard Ivey back in, or hopefully give him a little offensive spark.
6 points is the difference. IPFW's got to make that up in a span of a minute and 21 seconds. Pass inside to Jordan. They've got a new shot clock right now. Ivy, and it's stolen. Ernest Marshall got his hand in there, knocked the ball away. Bellarmine comes up with it. 1:10 left, 90-84. What a change around. This has been a tremendous performance by these Bellarmine College people. And number 32, Brian Fitcher gets the easy bucket.
That's his fourth point.
92-84.
And IPFW's in trouble.
They
just completely went to sleep on defense. I'd like to remind everyone you're listening to IPFW basketball on Cable Channel 23 and Cable Channel 10.
Really too bad, Jim, because it's going to be hard to come back. They got, anything can happen in college basketball. 8 points, and you got a minute to go. I mean, you can come back, but my goodness, what a change. It's got to be just a tremendous blow to IPFW's motivation.
We're seeing 20-point turnaround. IPFW led by 12 with about 15 minutes to go.
And the crowd was really into the ball game, too, at that stage.
They found themselves down by 8, so look,
that was the stage,
cheerleaders.
Excuse me, Jim. And that was the stage there when they were up by 12, when Rowland made that slam dunk that got the crowd into the ball game and made another steal. Jordan comes down, turns a 360, misses the shot. If he'd have made that shot, I got a feeling this game might not be this way right now. 92-84, Bellarmine on top.
Now Bellarmine from that point on turned up the tempo on their defense a little bit and gave IPFW all sorts of problems. The Dons were coming down, was able to get the ball inside, feed it back outside for an easy basket. They were falling. Bellarmine's defense got a little tougher, and it shut IPFW started missing some of the baskets, and their confidence just went down the drain pretty quickly.
59 seconds left in the ball game.
But you gotta remember, IPFW is only 3 baskets down. 3 3-pointers.
That's right, anything can happen, obviously.
And Jordan and Bard are probably going to be the people to take that shot. With Steve Bard, the primary.
Bard takes a wild shot. He makes it. And they're going to count the basket with a foul. It could be a 4-point play. Like you said, Jim, anything can happen.
Yeah, they get a coaching job or something, right? Amazing Kreskin. Steve Bard, he's a shooter. You've got 2 types of ball players out there. Steve Bard's a shooter. Bruce Rowland's a scorer.
Now they could also call that after the shot and give him a 1-1 free throw, which could make it a 5-point play, but I don't know if they're going to do that.
No, it's going to give him 1, it looks like.
Now the Mastodons are down by 5 points. 92-87, Bellarmine on top.
Brandy Monk's back in for Bellarmine. You got 51 seconds to go. IPFW down by 5. They can get it to within 4.
Bard with the free throw misses, and that's a big miss too. 50 seconds left here in the ball game.
That's the man you would want at the line. He shoots over 80%.
Foul's going to be on. Looks like Bruce Rowland.
That could be Rowland's 4th. And Bellarmine leads 92-87, 44 seconds to go. Foul is on Bruce Rowland, his 4th of the ball game.
Gary Good's an excellent free throw shooter. He hasn't played much, but it's 92-87 right now with 44 seconds left in the ball game. He's got excellent form, as you can see. Very calm at the line. 5 points for Gary Good.
That has to be a difference in this ball game. If you go back and analyze the stats, Bellarmine's been to the foul line probably 3 times as much as IPFW tonight.
And they've been shooting them well. Good misses that one, though. 93-87. It's a 6-point ball game. 2 3-pointers can tie it right up. Bard is on his way. Gets it. There's one. 93-90 now. Steve Bard is putting on a show here in the last 30 seconds with 2 3-pointers in a row.
Steve Bard's the clutch man they have to go to. He's shooting on the season isn't that good. In fact, he's hit 65, 150 for 43%. But Mike, we do not have a stat for the final 2 minutes of the ball game.
Here's a replay of that 3-point shot. He put a good move on the Bellarmine defensive player, and the ball is on its way. Looks good and is good. Nothing but net.
You know, Coach Piazza has always said he's played with Steve Bard up at Delta for 2 years, and working with him here this year. That game's on the line. He wants Steve Bard taking that shot.
Good shot. Good job there by the replay fellas here in the studio. Thanks, Covey, for that good shot. 93-90. the score. IPFW only down by 3, and we've got plenty of time left now, 33 seconds.
One thing they do not want to do, and that's foul Mike Holmes. He has 37 points on the night, almost double his season average. But I think Coach Piazza kind of expected that from a player of Holmes' stature. 6'7", probably about 240 going against the 6'3" Mastodons.
I'd imagine that's Holmes probably his season high as well. Somebody always seems to have a career game against us at home, don't they?
Well, IPFW is not a great defensive team.
Surgeon. Pass over to Bard. Bard's going to take it in, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. And what a turnaround of events there. That's too bad. 24 seconds left. Still plenty of time, but Bard tries to take it in against 3 defensive players, draws the charge. Bellarmine's ball out of bounds.
Steve Bard, I was looking for him to pull up for a three-pointer, but I think he saw the opening, thought he could get a basket.
Well, unfortunate. Foul on Ivy.
And that's his 5th, I believe. So Richard Ivy is going to complete his final home game here at IPFW. That's his 5th foul. Ivy with 15 points on the night.
He's going to get a good hand with 15 points. All the IPFW fans stand up and give him a standing ovation and appreciate what this young man has done for the IPFW basketball program in his 4 years.
He's going to complete his 4-year career with 1,022 points. Only the second Mastodon player to score over 1,000.
It's quite a feat in itself.
Dean Putt holds the IPFW record with 1,294 points, and I'm sure Bruce Rowland will be knocking on the door of that record next year, as Rowland scored over 600 points this season alone.
Marvin Utley at the line. These are crucial free throws. If he makes this one, it's going to be tough for IPFW to come down and make 2 3-point plays, and he misses. Rebound, Bruce Rowland, and we're going to have a chance here.
And they're putting 2 players on Bard.
12 seconds. Bard with a shot. He got it. 93 all. It's a tie ball game. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's no good. We're going into overtime. How about that?
Steve Bard.
Steve Bard, the hero of the game so far.
And Mike, did I call that or what? I said earlier we can 3 3-pointers. And Steve Bard nails 3 of them. What a play.
Look at the replay on that one. Watch this. Bard has got tons of pressure on him, puts a move on, and swishes it through. What a clutch shot by Steve Bard.
Caught you like that enough, you want to see it again. What a play by Steve Bard.
I knew he had a game, Jim. I just knew it all along. 93 all, and we'll have a 5-minute overtime here with about a minute in between. And how many points does that give Steve Bard? That gives him...
I've got 30.
With 30 points, and within the last minute, or the last actually 44 seconds, he scored 9. So that just shows you nothing's over until it's over.
I'm not going to sing, are you?
Nah.
Steve Bard with a tremendous game, but Coach Joe Rivals just has to be wondering what it is about the IPFW Athletic Center. His team has trouble winning here. Last year they lost on a last-second shot. I'm not sure it was either Rowland or Ivy that picked the ball up and put it in as the buzzer expired. But
you're listening to IPFW basketball, exciting as it is on Channel 23 and Channel 10.
We'll jump it up here in the extra period. And something we need to look at. Richard Ivy is fouled out for IPFW, and Bruce Rowland has 4. Bellarmine just has Marvin Utley in trouble.
Now that might make a difference here in the overtime, having Ivy out of the ball game. Quick play, and he's fouled quickly. Number 25, Ernest Marshall, fouled by Darren Carter.
That should probably be Darren's 2nd.
Ernest Marshall, who scored 15 points, is going to be at the line to... And there's only 3 seconds gone so far in the overtime. We've got 4:57 left. Marshall misses the first one, 93 all still.
Mike, something's brought Bellarmine back from that 12-point deficit is behind him. That's their free throw shooting.
And he makes the second one.
They missed two crucial ones down the stretch.
Marshall with 16 points. Yeah, you're right. That was a telltale sign right there. That did him in. At least took us into overtime. It gave Bard the chance to tie it up. Sargent was surprised he was so wide open and put it down.
That's his 6th point of the evening. Darren Carter finding him open inside. IPFW has regained the lead again. My voice is starting to go.
Boy, I can't blame you. This game's been awful exciting. 95-94, IPFW on top with 4:27 left in the overtime. Oh, another strong move by Marvin Utley, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul this time. They're not going to count the basket. They counted it last time. Oh, they're going to count it.
But then,
again, that was 2 times in a row. Utley's done that, and they counted the basket both times.
and that's all for Marvin Utley. That's his 5th foul, and he's going to lead the ball game with 23 points. He averages 9 points on the season, so Marvin Utley's had an outstanding game for Coach Joe Reibel.
I wish we had a replay on that one. It looked like he let go of the ball after he committed the contact.
Well, that's something you'd mentioned earlier. It's such a judgment call. When did he let go of the ball? After the contact, prior to it? Actually, if you commit the charge, his basket shouldn't count no matter when you let go of the ball.
It's a good shot of Mr. Bard at the free throw line. Makes the first one. We're tied up at 96 all. 4:23 left in the overtime. Not much time has passed. We've got a lot of action so far. And he makes the second one.
32 points for Steve Bard.
Keith Miller bringing the ball up for Bellarmine.
Bard's career high here at IPFW is 33 points against Tri-State.
The lefty, Keith Miller, looked like Chris Mullen on that shot. 98-97. Bellarmine on top.
4 minutes to go in overtime here at the IPFW Athletic Center.
Surgeon inside, back out to Carter. 3-point shot is missed.
Mike Holmes.
Oh, Holmes with a big rebound. My goodness. Inside, looked like he traveled. Gary Good.
They want the foul. They wanted the foul. Gordon's Jordan, he hadn't run over.
Well, he definitely took some steps, too, before they committed the contact. Holmes inside. Got it. What a tough player.
39 points on the evening for Mike Holmes.
100-97. We're in triple digits here in overtime. Bellarmine up by 3. Surgeon inside. Good shot.
Lloyd Surgeon. 2 big baskets for him in overtime.
That's 8 points for Lloyd. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. We've got a lot of action in this overtime. Bellarmine loses it momentarily. He traveled.
Marshall almost stepped out of bounds. Then his pass.
Brandy Monks traveled with the ball. He took 2 hop steps and
I think this will be the first time this year IPFW has played a game where both teams have been in triple figures. IPFW looking to break the century mark with their next point.
100-99 the score. What an exciting offensive show this has been tonight. Just an excellent all-around play basketball game. Pass inside to Sargent. Back over to Rowland, puts a move on and gets the roll. Bruce Rowland, IPFW takes the lead by 1, 101-100 with 2:40 left.
Rowland with 26 points on the evening. He's having another outstanding ball game.
What a block by Sargent.
Lloyd Surgeon playing a heck of an overtime period. 4 points, a big block there. Almost pulled down the rebound.
Almost pulled down Ernest Marshall with him. Bellarmine's going to try to get it inside to Holmes again. You can see it coming. Watch this. Nope. Good pass right there. Surprised everyone with a pass and a break in there by number 21, Gary Good. And Good played a good game.
Well, that's his 7th point off the bench. IPFW trails 102.
Turnaround by Rowland. Good.
They lead 103-102, 28 points for Bruce Rowland.
2 minutes left in the overtime. He's getting double teamed, and they can't really blame him for that. Jordan takes a long shot. My goodness, he was 6 feet behind the three-point circle.
4-point range for Lawrence Jordan.
106-104, 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the overtime. IPFW has taken a 2-point lead now.
Jordan practices those things every day, and Coach Piazza said one of these days he's going to hit one that's going to count for us, and that may have been it.
Inside to Holmes, it looks like he had a charging foul, but no call. Good acting by Rowland, I guess.
Mike
106 all.
Holmes, 41 points on the evening. We've got 47 seconds to go, and we've got a tie ball game.
And it looks like the official called a timeout to wipe off some sweat underneath the basket at the other end of the floor. 41 points for Mike Holmes.
We're going to see a playback on that foul. We both
There's the shot by Holmes and the apparent foul, but I don't really think there was enough contact to call a foul.
Well, the contact was there. It was, the official was there too, so I guess he had a little better shot of it.
I think it was good that he let it go, actually, because Rowland did a pretty good job of acting. He probably should have got the foul called on him.
Could have gone the other way, and that would have been very detrimental to IPFW's chances here tonight.
In fact, I've seen sometimes where the referees will call the foul, even though the person did draw the charge. Just the fact that they tried to act and tried to fool the referee didn't make the referee too happy, so they end up calling the foul on them instead. But we would never do that as referees. I mean, I can't talk about the referees like that. They'd never do a thing like that.
Well, Mike, we've got a tie ball game. We've played 45 minutes and 13 seconds, and it's tied 106-106. IPFW and Bellarmine. IPFW led by as many as 12 points in the second half. Bellarmine by as many as 8. And Steve Bard brought IPFW back in the closing minutes with 3 three-point field goals. And Lloyd Surgeon's probably been the difference for IPFW here in the overtime with 2 baskets and some good inside play.
No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not a mistake on your screen. That's exactly the type of ball game we've got. Probably one of the most exciting games of the year. 106 all in overtime. Bellarmine and IPFW. IPFW looking to have a winning season and possibly a winning season in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Inside to Jordan, over to McClellan. Surgeon has been a master here in this overtime.
We got 30 seconds to go. IPFW 108. Bellarmine 106. Bellarmine's got several weapons to go to, and they want Mike Holmes.
Marshall steps out of bounds, and he got caught up there. The IPFW players were putting the pressure defense on him, and he couldn't handle it and throws it away.
Like I have to believe that Coach Rival told Bellarmine to get the ball to Mike Holmes. He scored 41 points tonight, and Ernest Marshall probably tried to do that a little bit too hard. He could have gotten the ball back out, and in his hurry to get the ball into Holmes, he stepped out of bounds.
That's definitely who they were looking for, and you really can't blame him for that. He's been a one-man show tonight, besides Marvin Utley, who's got 23 points, aside from Mike Holmes' 41. But just a fantastic ball game, Jim. I can't think of a better way to end the season on our television broadcast and also the home season for IPFW than to have a game in overtime, especially both teams in triple digits. I mean, this is just fantastic.
I might remind the fans that we'll have 2 IPFW volleyball games coming to them. One in mid-March. I don't have the exact date. It's the day before St. Patrick's Day when IPFW will host George Mason. And again, April 16th when IPFW hosts Ball State. Hopefully that game will be for the championship of the regular season MIVA tournament. And that victory in the Ball State match could send IPFW the national championship in volleyball, which they have to be hosting this year.
17 seconds, that's all that's left in overtime, and IPFW will come down at the end of the court and have the ball. They're up by 2. So Bellarmine will either let the ball go for a while, try to make a steal, or foul quickly.
Well, Bellarmine's going to foul. They want to foul Lloyd Surgeon. He's raised his free throw average 10 points. He's now hitting 48%. And he had 5 for 5 Thursday night, but that's who they've got to be thinking about fouling.
Well, as pumped up as he is tonight, that might not be a bad idea. His adrenaline might be flowing a little bit too much, but we got a good smart move by Bruce Rowland there to hold the ball up. Foul is going to be called on Marshall, and
if Lawrence Jordan can hit these 2 free throws, that can put the ball game away. If not, Bellarmine still has a chance to win it with the 3-point basket. IPFW leading 108-106, 7 seconds to go. Lawrence Jordan at the foul line. Jordan shoots 72%. He's hit 33 of 46 on the year.
So the chances of him making it are certainly better than missing it. So we'll find out. Jordan misses. Bellarmine with a chance to tie. 5 seconds. 4, 3. What is the call? Timeout. Timeout with 3 seconds left. 108-106. Bellarmine still has a chance to tie it and maybe even win it.
And they'll get the ball at half court, Mike, so that could be very important.
Three-point shot will win it, Jim.
Now, Utley was probably their best 3-point shooter. He's out of the ball game now, but I can see them going to Good, possibly Ernest Marshall.
Either that or trying to get the ball inside to Holmes to either draw a foul, or as good as Holmes is shooting tonight, it's just about a sure bucket as soon as he puts his hand on the ball. But it might not have enough time to do that, to set up any kind of play whatsoever with only 3 seconds.
Well, see, that's something IPFW has to be aware of. If they pressure the outside people so much and leave Holmes open inside, we can have a double overtime here. And Bellarmine could be betting on that. Game is just about 2 hours long. IPFW leads Bellarmine College 108-106. We have 3 seconds remaining in overtime. Bellarmine will get the ball at half court. In the ball game, they've got Keith Miller.
Keith Miller is going to be taking the ball out of bounds.
Ernest Marshall's in there.
Now, we may have
Gary Good.
May have a play set for Miller where he's going to throw the ball in quickly, and they'll pass it back to him very quickly behind the 3-point line. And timeout's going to be called again by Bellarmine to see how the defense of IPFW was going to be set.
Coach Piazza had Darren Carter on Keith Miller, who was taking the ball out of bounds. Not giving him an easy pass in. Had to throw it over Carter, who's an excellent jumper.
That's right. Well, they know Miller can shoot, and it may have been a set play there where Miller throws the ball in quickly and gets the ball quickly back for a 3-point play to win the ball game. But they had the big man on him, which is a good move by Andy Piazza.
Noise in the background. They can hear the IPFW pep band getting pumped for the final 3 seconds of this ball game. There's Marvin Utley on the bench for Bellarmine, fouled out in regulation. He has 23 points on the night, so as one player that Coach Rival would have liked to have in the lineup right now.
Come on, Marvin, pick your head up. You played a great game. You guys still got a chance to win this thing.
Little hands in his head. He's nothing to be ashamed of. He's played an excellent ball game.
He's probably exhausted. These guys have played a tremendous ball game here tonight.
Well, IPFW is without the services of Richard Ivey, who fouled out also. Ivey had 15 points for the Mastodons.
Keith Miller again to inbounds the ball.
No roster changes for either team.
This is the ball game right here on the line. 3 seconds, 108-106. IPFW on top. Gets it inbounds. Shot by Mike Holmes, and IPFW has won the ball game. That's what they wanted to do, get it into Holmes, but the defense by IPFW was just too much. And what a super ball game, and a nice win for Coach Andy Piazza and the IPFW basketball team.
You called him, Mike. You thought, we were talking about Bellarmine trying for the 3-point play, and I think Coach Rival thought Piazza might be thinking the same way, and he went into his big score. And Mike Holmes with 41 points tonight, but he could not get the one that they needed to send the game into double overtime.
And they went to the man that's been doing it all night for him, Mike Holmes, with 41 points. And there's Bellarmine can certainly lift their heads high because they played a great game. And my goodness, they're at the home court of IPFW. IPFW now goes to 7-7 in the conference and 14-12 now in the season with a good shot for a winning record in the Great Lakes Valley Conference and overall.
They're on the road next week. They'll be at St. Joseph College, and they'll be back at Bellarmine down there in Louisville. I'd round down the scoring first for Bellarmine. Marvin Utley with 23 points. Keith Miller had 4. Gary Good with 7. Brandy Monks with 5. Tom Sherfrank with 4. Ernest Marshall with 18. Mike Holmes with 41 points. Brian Fichter with 4. For IPFW, Lawrence Jordan led with 15. Rex Carroll with 2. Bruce Rowland with 28 points, Dan McClellan with 6, Lloyd Surgeon with 10, Richard Ivy with 15. Top scorer for the Mastodons tonight, Steve Bard with 32 points.
And Bruce Rowland played another great game here tonight. And what about Steve Bard? You just mentioned how many points he scored, but how about that great clutch shooting there in the last 40 seconds of regulation play to put them into overtime and help them win the ball games?
You know, Steve Bard, we didn't hear hardly anything from him in overtime, but he's a player that got him there. So Coach Piazza has to be pleased with this. He has a chance to keep his record intact of never being below 500 in his coaching career. 2 road games next week. Maybe a good chance of finishing 4th in the conference after the Mastodons were picked to finish last. So if Ashland College hasn't done so well this year, Coach Piazza would have to be under consideration for GLVC Coach of the Year. Well, this is Jim Cawthon along with Mike Neely bringing you IPFW basketball from the IPFW Athletics Center. Tonight's final score, the Mastodons 108, the Knights of Bellarmine College 106 in overtime.
So long, everybody.